This is Wild Bill Sr. And this is your son, Oil Dale Jr. That's right, and we're here to talk about myself and having a birthday.
Oh, yeah? How old is that going to be?
I'm going to be 69 years old.
Oh, you're an old guy.
Well, not much older than you. I bought you in England about 1950.
Uh-huh. And I was about 10 there.
That's right, so you're almost the same age as I am.
What's the matter?
You don't age.
Oh, you don't age if you're a dummy.
Golly. Wish I was a dummy.
Sometimes you are, Dad.
Well, that's not very nice. But anyway, I want to teach you a lot because I've been around this world a long time.
How long?
Well, let's see here. 69 years old. How many days do you think that I've been on this earth?
Let me see. Da-da-da-da-da. Calculated times 365, 69 years. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You can do that in your head?
Oh, of course I can.
Why, how can you do that?
Oh, you see, Professor Henry over there
Yeah?
taught me calculus.
You mean you went to Fresno State?
Oh, of course I'm a child prodigy. Think I'm a dummy or something?
No.
Let's 29,182 days.
Well, that's a lot of days.
That's right. You should have learned something all that time.
Well, the idea of it is only make one mistake at a time.
You think you need 25,000 mistakes?
Well, seems that way, huh?
Well, it shouldn't be. If you make one mistake at a time, you should need more than set up. The rest of your life, no more mistakes.
Well, sometimes you make the mistake more than once.
Now, who's the dummy now?
Oh, that's right. You should only make one mistake at a time and never make it again.
Oh, you try that anyway, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Well, what are you going to teach me today, Dad?
Well, I'm going to teach you some stuff that I learned from Dale Carnegie.
Oh, yeah, you read that book a way long time ago.
Oh, yeah, back in the 1950s. Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's a good one?
Yeah, there's some good techniques in there.
You read it a lot?
I read that book so many times the pages actually fell right out of the book, like the first edition.
Oh, yeah, you're an old guy, that's right.
That's right, I am. So anyway, let me tell you about in San Francisco once upon a time. I don't know if you heard this story.
I thought you heard. I heard all your stories.
Well, anyway, listen to it anyway. Anyway, the point of it was I was in San Francisco, in Stonestown, in a shopping center.
Uh-huh.
And there was a big banquet going on there, kind of a cocktail party.
Uh-huh. Were you invited?
No, I wasn't invited.
So what'd you do?
I just walked in, put my hand out,
Uh-huh.
got a drink,
Uh-huh.
and I started walking around, and I found out that there was Charles Kuralt.
You mean the famous guy on the Good Morning Show that did all the reports?
Yeah, Charles Kuralt was right there, and there were people all around him. And just a little further to the left was a big, tall, beautiful woman.
Who was that?
That was Mrs. Kuralt.
And what did that hurt?
There was no one talking to her.
So what'd you do?
I went over to Mrs. Kuralt, and I said, you know, must have been charming how you traveled all over this place with your husband, Charlie.
Uh-huh.
Well, what'd she say? Well, she started talking to me. And I asked her about her visit. She told me about South America.
Uh-huh, and all the things they did.
That's right. We went on and on and on.
Uh-huh. And so what did that happen?
Well, I flattered her because I was honored with what she did.
Uh-huh. And what did she say?
Well, pretty soon it was time for them to go to the dinner.
Uh-huh. So?
She said, hey, Charlie.
Yeah, something she calls him Charlie.
That's right, because that's her husband.
Uh-huh.
He said, this young man here doesn't have a way to get to the dinner. I didn't even know there was a dinner.
Really?
Hey, why don't you put him in our limo?
Really?
Yeah, so they put me in the limo with her and Charlie. I'm sitting right in the dead center in the middle.
Uh-huh.
We go to the dinner. Everyone's amazed how I'm with Mr. and Mrs. Kuralt.
That's right. Just because you were nice to her.
That's right, because I complimented her honestly to find out the kind of things she did.
So that's how that works, huh?
That's how that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, works.
And how about if you want to see somebody you don't even know?
Well, there's a way to do that too.
Out of the book?
No, this is something I created all by myself.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we talked about Jostens American Yearbook last time?
Uh-huh. And how they cheated you?
That's right. Well, I decided I'd be a jobber.
What's that?
Kind of like a broker. I'd buy the material at a low price.
Oh, yeah, you like that low price to sell it for a high price.
That's right. So I'd like to sell it for a price as high as I can, but I had to get on with somebody.
Well, how are you going to do that?
Well, there was a company called Stecker Trong Schmidt.
That's a big company.
That's right. They were really big. They're in San Francisco, and they have these huge presses. I mean, it's about 72 inches wide and about as long as your house, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to be able to sell their printing because I could sell the printing at a very low price.
Uh-huh, and sell it for a very high price.
That's right.
But you couldn't get in.
I couldn't get in. So every Tuesday I'd go to San Francisco and try to sell products and broker it to different people, but I couldn't get in. So I'd go in and I'd see Mr. Delaney.
And what happened? He never see you, huh?
No, he never would see me. He'd always say, well, I'll see you later, I'll see you later.
So what happened?
Well, I finally decided it was time to get in and get on with these people.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, I went to the house, to the building, and there was a big brand new Cadillac there. Those days, Cadillac was the car you'd always drive.
Uh-huh.
And in front of it said CEO Hugh Marshall.
I mean, he's the head guy.
That's right.
So you want to see him,
Yeah,
but you don't know him.
I don't know him at all.
So what are you gonna do?
This is something you can learn as a salesman. That you can see anybody.
Either the vice president,
Yeah,
even the president of the United States,
probably so.
anybody?
Yeah.
Well, tell me how you do it.
Okay, so I walked into the front lobby there, like I did all the time every Tuesday, and they never see me.
Uh-huh.
So I took a little piece of paper and I folded it up, and I took it out and I handed it to the lady.
What did it say?
I can't tell you.
Well, how are you gonna know that?
Well, it's better if you find out a little later.
Uh-huh.
Now I was scared. I was sweating. I was so nervous
Why is that?
because I knew what I had on the letter.
You did?
Yeah. And I was afraid they'd throw me out.
Really?
Yeah.
So what happened?
They said, Mr. Marshall will see you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I had all these satchels and all these cases, and I carried everything in. He was at the top of a glass case overlooking the whole printing building. And I climbed up these 3 or 4 stairs really, really fast.
Uh-huh.
And I got to his office, and his desk was there. And I went right close to him like this.
Oh, yeah, really, really close.
Yeah, real close like that. And I said, I'm Bill Tucson, and let me show you what I can do.
What do you say?
He said, sit down, son. You're already in.
Uh-huh.
He says, you've been trying to reach Mr. Delaney?
I said, you said, yeah, huh?
I said, yeah, I've been trying to reach Mr. Delaney. Well, let me call Mr. Delaney in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Mr. Delaney comes in. He says, yes, sir, Mr. Marshall. He says, say, Pat Delaney, do you know Mr. Tucson?
He says, yeah, he comes over all the time to see me, uh-huh.
And he says, do you know Mr. Tucson has a direct pipeline to God?
Really? What happened?
Mr. Delaney said, no, I didn't know that, sir. And you know what I had on the paper?
No, what'd you have?
I said, I spoke to God this morning. Why can't I speak to you?
Wow, that's pretty strong.
That's right. That's how I got in.
And what happened?
They hired me.
Well, of course, what are they gonna do then?
That's right.
This worked before?
This worked at many places I'd used.
Really?
Well, that's quite a good one, huh?
That's a good one, Daddy. Yes, sir. I spoke to God this morning. Why can't I speak to you?
That's right. You can see anybody with that one. You got it.
All right.
Take care. You can always learn from Wild Bill Sr.
And Oil Bill Jr.